welcome back to the Drunk Rasslin Lounge. I'm your host, JM, and I'm here with my designated podcaster, Jonesy.
What's up, booger eaters?
Jonesy, we are on the road to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Everybody, we're on the road to WrestleMania. Welcome back. I've been looking forward to this episode so much.
Yeah.
And now it's just even crazier because WrestleMania is insane this year.
I mean, nothing weird's happening, though.
Nothing weird.
It's just a normal mania.
Everything's normal.
Everything in the world's normal right now.
It's the biggest mania ever. That's why it's too big for one night.
Too big for one night.
Dude, the Mania. Every time they say that, I'm like, Mania the last couple years, the last 3 years, has been too big for one night. But you go on anyway.
Yeah,
for one night,
for sure. This is it's going to be a crazy year, and there's a lot to talk about, and there's like we're recording this, we're about a week out. And there's stuff changing even as we're talking.
Right.
It's changed since we had dinner.
It's changed since we had dinner. SmackDown is on right now. We're not watching SmackDown. SmackDown is on right now, so I don't know. We don't know what's happening at SmackDown.
No clue. But we don't know who's not going to be there, who's going to be there, all that good stuff.
It is crazy.
Yeah, it is.
I can't believe they're going ahead with it.
I can't either.
I also though I can. Like I never doubted for a second that Vince was going to back down on this.
No, and I think he takes a lot of pride in that, like them being the first televised major show that was on after 9/11.
Yep.
That's a big badge of honor for them,
right.
And this is going to be the first live sporting event. Well, I guess it's not going to be live anymore, but the first live sporting event since this whole pandemic thing dropped. So I know that's a big proud thing for them, but it's just like you think about it and you're like, can't we just do this in June? Can we wait until? Can we just make it SummerSlam Mania, and it's going to be in New York anyway, I think. And next month's pay-per-view is at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
If they have it. But I know there's a lot of uncertainty, and you just want to continue on with your stuff. But it's like, this is Mania, man. It's Mania.
I guess so. I guess I feel they might as well, the other option is just to cancel it. And then what, are they just going to cancel all the Raws and not do anything for the next couple months?
Right. So they
got to do something.
Yeah.
They might as well do it. They're doing the thing now where they're filming everything ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
I guess there's just no reason not to. I mean, if they put it off till SummerSlam, what are they going to do? Drag out those storylines till SummerSlam? Because I'm not in for that. You know what I mean?
Right.
I guess they could just put everything on hold and make all the Raws. I mean, the Raws are pretty much right now just best of. We get 2 empty arena matches and then 2 old matches.
Yeah.
So, which is fine. You know what I mean?
Showing you some good stuff from the past. Stuff like this past week they showed that triple threat match from that Rumble,
which I did not remember at all.
You didn't remember? I'm certain I didn't watch.
Yeah.
And
it was bananas. It was awesome.
It was a great triple threat.
Yeah.
It was a great triple threat.
I was glad they showed it.
Yeah, it sure was.
I was a little less excited. They showed Charlotte versus Asuka.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, awesome! I'm looking forward to this match. And man, they cut that 20-minute match down to 10 minutes. Yep. They cut out the middle 2/3 of that match.
Yeah, they
did.
Was
like, ugh.
And I didn't care much. For the first couple of these empty arena things they did. So, here was the men's tag team elimination chamber match, which was fun.
Right.
It was a fun match, and they showed damn near the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, this is cool. I just watched this a week ago, but
see, that was my thing. Is that one I just watched? So I skipped it. I didn't even watch that.
And then they showed the Rumble. Yep. From this year, or Lesnar's running the Rumble anyway.
Well, they cut out a ton of the Rumble too, which was fine for me because I was totally like, I'm gonna watch up to Drewmack come in.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna fast forward through the rest of this, and then they watched up till Drewmack came in, and then they fast forwarded through the rest of it for me. Exactly. I was like, okay, great, cool.
Exactly. So it's been an interesting way for them to go about it and handle it, but it's weird.
We don't have our taster glasses.
Oh.
Where's our taster?
Talk,
Jonesy.
and I'll be right
back. I wanna do a taste. I want to go ahead and get it started off. So we are going to start with, I went and got, so last time we did a main event, last month when we were doing our update, I had gotten some rye that was Dickel's rye.
George Dickel.
This time I grabbed us some Ezra Brooks Rye, which is also a 90 proof rye.
Oh boy.
So we got some more rye coming.
Be a good night, Jaron.
It's gonna be a good night, Jonesy. I'm excited.
Drunk wrestling nights are always good nights.
I love the drunk wrestling nights.
Jonesy, you should pour these from now on, because I way overfill them. Cheers, brother.
Cheers, brother. Happy Mania. I'm juiced.
Yes,
I'm juiced.
It's Mania season, and you can't get us down.
Ooh, that's pure rubbing alcohol.
At least it's warm.
Yeah. Man, there is nothing on that nose. You okay?
Yeah. I just had something in my throat, I think.
You just had something in your throat. Yeah. I haven't even tasted it yet. I'm still trying to find any trace of whiskey on the nose of this.
Well, I don't want to ruin it for you, but you're not going to find it after you drink it either.
This is pure rubbing alcohol.
I don't think it's in there.
So we talked last time. I've been looking to I've been wanting some rye. I've been wanting something a little spicier, a little more. We do a lot of bourbons and old Fitzes and stuff. So I've been trying to find some good rye. Except with this, the Ezra Brooks, I knew this was going to be bad. I didn't buy it to be good.
But do you remember how plain the George Dickel was? It was just kind of this is what it is.
Man, this is tough. This burns.
Yeah,
Ezra Brooks is rough stuff.
Yeah. Ezra needs to go back to whiskey school.
Comes in. Man, there's nothing. I get a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of sweet tea, right at the very end. And other than that, it's just burn and
yeah, my throat burned too much for me to taste anything else. I'll say this is a great candidate for pairing with your favorite bitters so that you don't taste any of this.
Yeah, there's not much there to taste.
No, there's not. And the bitters probably won't take the head off of it either. Ugh. Ugh. Go ahead.
Yeah, you want a little taste? Here you go.
Yeah. I might go grab that bitters.
Go grab your bitters.
I will.
So first bit of news we're going to cover. We've got the Takeover. Tampa has been canceled.
Yep.
And now whatever matches they had planned for that are just going to happen over the next couple weeks.
Yeah.
On USA.
Yep.
What matches do we have for that? We'll preview those matches real quick.
So the one thing I want to get out of the way is we thought we were going to get to Velveteen and Adam Cole Takeover, right?
Yep.
So it doesn't look like that's going to happen in the next 2 weeks. It might in 2 weeks. Who knows? But this upcoming week, Velveteen has to take on Bobby Fish of the Undisputed Era.
Right.
And if he gets through him, he gets a shot at Adam Cole. And that kind of feels to me like it's...
Let's push it back.
Yeah. Like we're wanting to make this Velveteen's moment, and we don't want to do this in an empty arena.
Right. Which makes sense to me, and is super easy to work through because they can there's a lot of mileage with the Undisputed Era.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
We talked about
when you could chase through them for months.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. And that's the difference between that storyline and most of the ones for Mania. Like Roman Reigns and Goldberg. We can't chase them for months.
No.
You know what I mean? Mm-mm. We can't draw that out. Those guys are not talented enough to draw that out.
No.
Never mind the fact that the characters it just wouldn't fit for the characters.
Right. Yeah. Sure. Because exactly.
Same thing with Lesnar and most of the matches.
Yeah.
Lesnar and McIntyre, Becky and Baszler,
Rhea Ripley and Charlotte.
Yeah. None of those matches would make sense. Just drag it out and drag it out.
Because they've been built as these one-offs basically. Mm-hmm. They're and Cena and the Fiend.
Yes.
Same thing. So these are all built as, and AJ and Taker.
Yep.
They're all built as kind of attraction matches.
Right.
These are your big Mania matches.
Yep.
So you can't just say, all right, let's just do this in July.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's not going to be the same. You can't go 2 months of just pointing at the sign.
Right.
Like they love to do,
Yeah.
You can't just do that for 2 months without any kind of altercation.
Are you hyper aware of whenever anybody points at the sign now, like I am?
I have never in my life hated it until I saw The Fiend do it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, what? Come on, man. Why
Yeah.
is he doing this?
Right.
Like, The Fiend attacks John Cena. He doesn't point at a damn sign.
Yep. I ever since when Rousey, ever since Rousey came out, and that first night Rousey did it, and it was so blatantly like choreographed, and she did it like 5 times, and would like pose to the camera and point. Like ever since then, I've been hyper aware of any time anybody points at the Mania sign, and I am always like,
yep. The year that it was ruined for me, and I think this was because it was so cool, was the first H Taker year.
yeah,
Not the very first one, but when H came after he'd beat Michaels 2 years in a row,
Yep.
and H came out to challenge him, they didn't say a word.
Yeah.
They just stared at each other and then looked at the sign, and I was like, well, that's pretty awesome.
That was awesome.
And then every time anybody's done it since then, I'm like, nope,
out.
this is stupid.
Yeah, you're not Taker H. I get that.
So I think that kind of ruined it for me a little bit. But they've been doing that forever.
Yeah.
Like,
all right, back to Takeover.
yeah,
Not take under.
Take under. So next
give
week
over.
So next week on NXT we got Velveteen and Bobby Fish.
Yep.
Promises to be pretty good.
Right.
Bobby Fish is probably my least favorite piece of the Undisputed Era, and I'm super high on 2 of them, and just whatever on him and Joey O'Reilly.
Well, he's had a bad luck. He's spent a lot of time injured.
Yes, he has, and he's older than those guys. Well, I'm not sure that he's much older than Roddy Strong
I
is,
don't know, man.
but he's older than the other guys.
He looks 20 years older than him right now that he's letting his beard go gray and stuff, man.
Yeah.
He just looks like an old man.
Yeah. But he has had some real bad luck over the last couple of years with injuries, just and dumb injuries too, like triceps injuries and stuff.
Right.
Like nothing you can do about those. It's just freak stuff. It's it's not him being.
He's not injury prone.
Right, he's not injury prone, and nobody was.
Well, it's tough to say he's not injury prone because he's been pretty injury prone.
Still,
but
those are just
he's not taking bad risks. He's
tissue
not
injuries.
doing.
That's not like something that he's doing to himself or is working with somebody unsafe.
Right.
Like, that's just shit happens sometimes, basically. So we got that, and then that may lead into 2 weeks from this coming Wednesday, we'll have Adam Cole and Velveteen. We'll see. I hope they hold off on it, but
yeah.
So the other thing we got percolating is we've had the Broserweights and Undisputed Era.
Yep.
And they've been running into that pretty hard. Like it looked like we were going to get a rematch of that.
Yeah.
But I don't know if Pete Dunne can't travel.
I think he's
he's locked down
out of country right now.
So this week we had Riddle and Roderick Strong.
Yep.
Fun match. Then
hate Matt Riddle, man. Hate Matt Riddle.
Bro.
Like I want to say, I have some respect for Matt Riddle. I think he takes this thing seriously, he's not he's not.
I do too. I don't think you can question that at all. I think
he takes it seriously.
Yeah.
He works hard. He's not. I don't think he's the greatest worker.
No.
But he works hard. He tries. He's taking it seriously. I don't know how else to say it. And I appreciate that. I respect him. He does have a certain kind of charisma. It's not. He's not. He's not.
His charisma is predicated on
it's
his character, which is probably just who he is.
Well, yes, exactly. I don't question for a minute that who we get on the screen is who is sitting backstage.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Maybe a little more aggressive.
Maybe a little more aggressive.
Heard,
he reminds me of Rob Van Dam.
Yeah,
right. He's got that Rob Van Dam charisma.
That's a great comparison, honestly. Because
I always hated Rob Van Dam.
Rob Van Dam was charismatic, but he was not traditionally charismatic.
Right.
In that you could point to Rob Van Dam and say, well, whatever this guy says, I'm going to listen to.
Yeah.
It's just going to be, oh, here's a Rob Van Dam promo. And then when he goes and gets in the ring and works, it's going to be like, well, Rob Van Dam just kicked that guy's head off. And this is just a dark match on something, or whatever.
Sure.
Like, that's what you got with Rob Van Dam.
For sure.
You'd see some fun acrobatics, but guys were throwing hands in those matches.
Yep.
And
there was something about Rob too. His he was hard not to watch. It's hard not to look at him.
Sure.
And not just during his matches.
Because he was smooth. I mean, he was smooth when he moved in any way. Like, I thought Rob Van Dam was hokey, though. When his persona,
I could see
point
that.
at my back, the whole thing, like
I think Matt Riddle's pretty hokey.
But that's actually what I'm getting to.
Okay, go ahead. Okay.
Like because your comparison to me is spot on. Like it is, because I would see Rob Van Dam do stuff and I'd be like, yeah, you're awesome, and then he'd say the total effing show, and it's like when he says it, I'm like, he believes it, but he's talking like a stoned guy, so I can't tell what he's getting after. That's kind of what Matt Riddle is. Like,
for sure.
Matt Riddle believes his character because it's probably just Matt Riddle, and his work rate is solid.
Yep.
I don't like his kicks.
I hate his style.
I don't like much of his style. Some of his striking is really great.
Some of it's good.
It's really great.
But I don't enjoy strike heavy wrestlers.
The knees he throws, I like those a lot. The forearms he throws, like the running ones, those are great. There's just some things here and there that's nitpicky stuff.
Yeah.
He's a good enough athlete to wrestle with anybody.
Yeah.
Like, he really is. But he just there's something. The bro thing it's just the surfer
rubs
guy
me
deal.
all the way the wrong way.
Yeah, I'm just not into it.
Yeah.
But so anyway. That's our pick and
back to
at
not
Matt Riddle.
Takeover.
Yeah, back to not Takeover.
So who knows what'll happen with the tag belts? Probably they just won't be defended.
So he got jumped though by those two giant dudes.
Oh, that's right. Those two
that were brought out by
that dude.
Gosh dang it! I just watched that today too.
Yeah.
And I don't know I don't know who those guys are. So I don't know if they're Indian or where they're from. They're both big guys put together. They looked pretty green to me.
They looked pretty green.
In the beat down.
Yeah. They had kind of they kept making me and I think it's just because I don't know why actually. They kept making me think of Umaga.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I'm always in for that kind of
monster
throwback monster, like, oh, is he human, is he not type of thing, is he a savage, but it's the island savage. I'm in.
It's the same thing there with the AOP. Like the AOP, I was like, well, these guys are beating the fucking hell out of people,
right?
Like, awesome. But why are they together? And then until they became that like bodyguard deal, I didn't care about them at all. And now that they're with Rollins, I'm like a little bit more like, yeah, okay, they're more menacing, like they have the right guidance, this whole type of thing.
See, I was all into them. I was all in on AOP when they were at NXT with who was the Road Warriors manager?
Ellering, yeah.
I was all in on them then. As soon as they went on the road and dropped Ellering, I thought they had nothing, and then they went to Raw and didn't do much.
No,
so I haven't been into them on Raw since they started doing the bodyguard thing, and even that I think is kind of dumb. But we'll get to that. So you got jumped by them two guys. So Matt Riddle gets jumped by the two guys.
Riddle gets jumped by them. So who knows what
is
going to be in store for him the next couple weeks? Because probably Pete Dunne is not going to be able to make the trip. And and that reminds me of another Takeover match that I completely forgot about. We were going to get Finn Balor and Walter.
Oh yeah, we're probably not getting either of those guys.
That's probably not going to happen. I would imagine.
I haven't heard, they didn't even mention them.
Yeah,
either one of them today.
No, I would imagine there's a lockdown there. But we did have the first empty arena NXT show. The Imperium jumped Finn Balor without Walter. Walter was not there. They jumped Finn Balor, and they kind of set that whole thing in motion.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll still get that. I bet we'll end up seeing that on NXT UK. when that comes back.
Maybe. Yeah.
I bet we'll see. I bet we'll see it there.
You don't think we'll see it at a Takeover?
I bet we'll see it at a Takeover. I bet we'll see it.
It build there in NXT UK. Okay.
I bet we'll see. I bet those guys will show up there doing stuff before we see them.
Because and they'll be able to film over there a lot easier than they can get probably. And I don't know where their residences are and everything like that, but I know that travel's tough right now.
Yes,
so.
For everybody.
Yeah. I forgot about that one. I was looking forward to that one.
Yep.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, we're also getting next week is the gauntlet match, the second chance gauntlet match.
Yes.
And I don't want to talk about that much because I don't care. I don't have a thought in that. But whoever wins that will go into the ladder match, which is for #1 contendership. So it's basically
to the winner of Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair.
Right.
So it's almost Money in the Bank.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
So who's in that match?
So it's Chelsea Green, Mia Yim, Tegan Knox, Io Shirai, and Candice LeRae, and then whomever wins the gauntlet match this week.
Right. You got a favorite?
I guess it all depends on who wins between Rhea and Charlotte, and I believe it's going to be Rhea.
Yeah.
And in that case, I'm
holding out for Charlotte.
I believe
we'll cover that.
I believe Io Shirai wins this.
Okay.
I could see Tegan Knox or Candice LeRae, either one taking it.
Yeah.
And them being kind of slingshotted into that kind of stratosphere, but I think Io's probably the one that's the biggest name of them. And
I think probably there's a good chance Candice takes it. Because I think Flair's going to win. And I think Candice will be a great one for Flair to kind of steamroll immediately following. Although I'm just not impressed with Candice. Candice is a good wrestler. She's a very good wrestler. She's a tough chick, and all due respect.
Yeah, she's outstanding. In that regard.
She is going to when she gets in the ring with Charlotte Flair, she is going to disappear.
Yeah.
She does not have the charisma, the character,
and that's the issue.
To even stand behind.
She's as white meat as it comes. Like, it is all smiles, and there's no. And we've talked about this before. There's no nasty streak.
Right.
It's not. It's like it's. I mean, I hate to compare, make this comparison, but it's like watching Johnny Gargano. If Johnny Gargano didn't have that. Because he can put it into that gear where he's that slimy asshole, like that he can get into.
Gargano also has something else that radiates, and she does not. She's a wrestler. Gargano and she's a good wrestler. Again, respect. I like Candice LeRae.
Yeah,
but she just is missing. She doesn't have it, right? Gargano has a little bit of it. I don't think he has a ton of it, but he's got a little bit of it. He's got just enough it that there's something when he's in there, you're like, he's somebody. You know what I mean? And when Candice LeRae walks to the ring, when she gets in the ring, you're just like, is she somebody? Who's this chick?
Right, yeah. She can go. All these women can go, honestly. Like,
all of them can go.
I don't have any kind of complaint about any of that.
Yeah,
I'm a little surprised that Bianca Belair is not going to be in this conversation. I don't know if that's just because she's going to be brought up, or if that's just because she's already in that conversation, because she's already had those matches with those two women. She's
already in that conversation a little bit. I would not be surprised either way. I wouldn't be surprised if she is Charlotte's. I'm running off Charlotte. The winner of the whether Charlotte or Ripley. I think we're going to see a bigger program with Bianca Belair, or I would not be surprised to see Bianca called up.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised to see her end up on SmackDown. Probably SmackDown.
Probably Raw.
I bet SmackDown.
Well,
she comes to SmackDown. She can work.
Isn't she married to Montez?
Is she?
I think so.
I don't think that helps her case.
I think they keep the married ones together.
They have traditionally split the married ones up.
Oh. I thought that was just the boyfriend-girlfriend. The married ones they kept together.
Ooh, maybe.
Yeah, I think.
I guess I never paid specific attention to that.
Well, there hasn't been that many over the years until like the last 5 years that have been married.
She's married to MVP?
No, Street Profits, Montez.
That Montel. Okay. Oh, MVP's Montel, right?
Yeah, Montel, Vontavious.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Montez Ford.
Right,
Montez Ford.
I think that's right. Yeah. We'll come back to them.
We will.
I think. Well, regardless, I think it'd be better for Belair to be on SmackDown.
I do too.
I mean, who's she going to work with on Raw? She's not. She's not. I guess she could work with anybody on Raw. She can work with anybody anywhere. Yeah. But she's going to have a better chance going to SmackDown, working with Sasha and Bayley,
right?
And those girls over there, I think, than she is coming to Raw, which is the
Becky and Baszler show right now.
Well, it's the Becky and Baszler. It's the Becky show and the Kabuki Warriors show.
Right. So yeah, you get past the top two, and you got Asuka right there, who's probably the best of the bunch, like working wise. You know what I mean?
She's so good.
Yeah, she's great.
Dude, I loved the stuff that they were doing, those empty arena matches, and she was at commentary with the King translating for her, dude. I was cracking up. That's my favorite thing. It's been my favorite thing on all of these empty arena shows.
All right. So, the biggest part of NXT TakeOver.
Biggest part.
Keith Lee.
Dude.
Dominik Dijakovic. And Damian Priest.
I'm all the way out, man. All the way out. I don't care about that match at all. Listen. I know you're big on Keith Lee, and I'm gonna let you say your piece here in a minute. But they did that 3-way promo this week on NXT, and I didn't think not a one of them delivered in that promo. Keith Lee, I didn't think Keith Lee sounded like a champion or a superstar. Dijakovic definitely did not sound like a superstar, and Damian Priest just came off, I don't know, not hokey, just not. He just wasn't there, man. I don't know. I just felt like his voice was just he felt so produced and fake, and if this is the way he normally talks outside the ring, then I will apologize to him. But he sounded so.
That's my deal. This is the most I've ever cared about Dominik Dijakovic.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was emotion, and I don't know, if he had rehearsed or whatever.
Yeah.
This was the most I've ever gotten into him. Like I'm impressed with what he can do athletically, all that stuff. Like that's all fine and well.
Yep.
This was the best promo I've seen him cut, and I don't think there was a very high bar there.
That's definitely not.
And so maybe it's improvement. Maybe it's just he just nailed this one. Whatever.
Maybe. It's probably improvement. I feel like he's getting better. But
Keith Lee is. And I know you're probably going to poo-poo this. Keith Lee's special. And Keith Lee may be Bobby Lashley. And Keith Lee may be a Bobby Lashley superstar.
Okay.
I don't have a good I can't say, Lesnar or anything like that. But that's the comps you're going to look at with Bobby Lashley. Keith Lee can slide into those two slots, in my opinion, because he is a special talent because of his look. It's different. He can go, but I don't know if he's got ring charisma. I don't know if he can talk properly. I don't know if he can sell me on a match.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's there.
I definitely am questioning that. He has presence.
For sure.
He has a presence about him. I'll give him that. He drops the ball for me every time. Because of his presence, I always expect his promos to be good, and I never feel like they are.
They're too nonchalant. Yeah. Like, and we complained about this a few weeks ago, where I want him to be more of a monster.
Yep.
And he's just like a bask of my glory. Like,
right.
This is how good I am, And he looks like a laid back guy, but I don't want him to be a laid back guy.
Right.
I want him to be a monster. And if they can put him in the right direction with that,
yeah,
I have no doubt in my mind that he can be that.
Right.
But I don't know that, he'll believe in that enough to embrace it or anything like that.
Yeah.
All right.
What are we drinking here, Jonesy?
Poured
us another taste.
Single grain Irish whiskey. This is it's not too far away from St. Paddy's Day. It was only a week and a half ago.
Yep.
So I thought we'd need something Irish.
Okay.
And that's my jam.
That is your jam.
And I wanted to get something a little fancy. And so this was a little bit more expensive than Jameson.
He goes the opposite way of me.
I know one of us has to class it up.
Some of us has to class it up. Yeah. I don't know if we've ever discussed this particularly. I look for the cheapest stuff, the cheapest whiskey to buy. Sometimes I'll go up a little bit, but I just try to find the cheapest stuff right now because I think it's funny to taste the cheap stuff.
And it is.
Yeah.
And so I buy the stuff I like because I know that I'm going to have to either lick a dog's ass to get the taste out of my mouth or just wash it out with something better.
So I'm getting some caramels and almost kind of like a bready note.
Yeah, this is a more potent Irish whiskey though than what we're generally used to. It's a little bit higher, 86 proof.
Oh, okay.
Most of them are 80. So there's a little bit more booze in there.
Okay.
But I smell it.
All right. Well.
Single grain.
Single
what
grain.
Grains do they have in Ireland?
Potatoes.
Yeah.
Is that a grain?
That's just vodka.
Is that racist?
Yeah.
Whew. That bit stronger than I expected.
Man, it sure did.
Wow. That's hold on.
It's definitely not my favorite Irish whiskey. And I don't feel more Irish for having drank it.
No. It's got like kind of it's like a rubbery taste.
So they're
That's weird.
I don't know how many of you guys are corn alcohol connoisseurs. I mean, none of us really are, but this is for sure
not a connoisseur.
No. This is 100% like an Everclear aftertaste. Which is not a good thing at all.
Wow, yeah.
Not a good thing at all.
Yeah.
It is for sure. There's just a hint of booze, or a hint of, I guess, like a spirit. And it is just overwhelming amount of just, this might be gasoline, or this is definitely alcohol, right? Mm-hmm. Like, you could clean a floor with this. Oh, yeah, we could.
Yeah.
It's not great, Kelbeggin.
Wow.
Kelbeggin.
It's, it is better than Finnegan's.
Well, you didn't have to get up very early to get to be that.
Then we're gonna have to. So Finnegan's was a whiskey that we tried when this was still Whiskey and Wrestling, which you can find on my channel, J.M. McCaffrey on YouTube. But it is totally like our bottom. That's what we compare everything. Like that's what that's the worst thing I've ever. That's the worst whiskey I've ever put in my mouth was that Finnegan's.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah. Yeah. This is better than Finnegan's.
It is.
But that rubber, like,
dude, the end of that is straight straight corn liquor. Dude.
Yeah, that rubbery taste, that Everclear, just like you said, that's super. This is a weird.
There's no doubt in my mind that, like, if there's any kind of prisoners that listen to our podcast, I assure you guys, you can probably make this in your bathtub. If you have a bathtub, maybe your toilet.
Irish Pruno.
Whatever. There's no doubt in my mind you can do this with, I don't know, probably just some corn. Man.
All right. So
I'm so disappointed.
The final big NXT story is a story that they've been telling for 5 years.
And 100 matches.
Ciampa and Gargano.
Ciampa
and Gargano. I always do that.
Ciampa Gargano.
Ciampa Gargano.
I like it. Yeah, so this time the shoe's on the other foot.
Hey, so the shoe is on the other foot, which is interesting because Ciampa's real hot. Mm-hmm. And Gargano, they've decided to try Gargano Heal again, which keeps not working, but they keep going back to it.
Keep doing it.
I really liked they did the promo with Triple H and Ciampa and Gargano. And I actually really liked that promo.
I did too.
I really liked Triple H as I liked the way Triple H was like, Regal wanted to fire you guys, but I stopped him. I kind of liked that, you know?
Yeah.
And I kind of liked the idea that, these guys who want to tear each other apart, they won't with Triple H standing there.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like him as that authority figure that, I felt like there was finally a spot where it felt like Triple H fit, not like he was kind of shoehorning in, look how awesome I am, guys. And I like Triple H, but there's just been something forced about Triple H for about the last 5 years. Mm-hmm. And this was the first time I was like, I like this. This feels like a good fit, a good spot for Triple H.
Yeah.
Like where the buck stops at NXT.
Exactly.
I like it.
And that's what he needs to do there. Anyway.
Yeah.
That's how he needs to be. Like, if he's going to be that authority figure, it needs to be hey, listen to this, and I ain't going to take your shit.
Right.
Because I'm Triple goddamn H.
Yep.
And
he said the thing about me and Sean have been through this, so I understand. Yep. I was like, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So here's the addendum to my why do we keep trying Johnny Gargano heel?
Okay.
He was a good heel in that promo.
He was a good heel in that promo.
He sure was.
He was a good heel in that promo.
I still don't believe he can work as a heel, but that promo, he was not trying to say I'm the heart and soul. I mean, he did, but it was still just chicken shit the whole time. Yep. Okay, he had to set the date. But it still was not next week. It was, probably 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I can do this.
Yeah.
He nailed that promo.
He was like, Triple H was like, you guys want to do it right now? He's like, no, not right now. Yeah, that was good stuff.
Yeah, he did a good job in that promo. I was impressed. I thought maybe he's going to get the hang of this. Right. I don't think he's got it in him to work the way I want to see a heel work. Ciampa can work that style, even though Ciampa still will throw knees that I'm like, can't those be uglier?
Right.
Come on, dude. You're 37 or whatever. Just throw something ugly every now and again.
Yeah.
But Ciampa can work heel.
Yep.
Gargano, I've never seen anything out of him where I thought Gargano can be a heel.
Yeah.
At that promo, I was like, he's on the right track here.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if it translates to the work.
I hope so, man.
Although the work is going to be weird because it's going to be an empty building match.
Dude,
what is that?
Okay,
man? So this is the wrong time to promote an empty building match, though, right?
So the whole selling point of this thing was H is like, all right, I'm going to find you guys a building somehow.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'll put a ring in there and a referee, and that's it. And I'm like, that's what's in this building.
Yeah, right.
I don't think you have to search very far.
Well, I also so I'm hoping maybe is this their way of acknowledging, because he didn't say there'd be a camera crew there. So maybe we're just gonna get announced. Gargano won this match, guys. Or whoever.
Tommaso Ciampa's dead.
and so we get the conclusion to this feud without having to sit through the match.
To watch the match again.
Yeah, that we've already seen 7 times with tables, ladders, and everything else.
Man, I really hope they mean that's it. This is it. But I gotta say,
it's never it, man.
The thing that's incredible is that these guys keep coming back around to each other, and over 5 years, right?
Well,
5 years there.
Okay.
It just speaks to. I mean, I'm sick of it too. I'm not trying to defend going back to the well so many times, but you had them as a tag team. You split them up, and they've had blow off matches. It feels like this is the 12th one.
Yeah.
Right. What I'm saying is, it's incredibly impressive for both of them
right.
to be able to keep coming back to this.
So
because they're in that position to stay in that position, and every time they get there, it's like, well, we can give Ciampa to Cole, or we know this is money every time.
So, and that's what I was going to say. So that's a wrestling thing, though. I mean, think about, I'm going to go back. I'm not going to go all the way back. I'm sure we could go back to people.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? How many times did, Flair wrestle Steamboat? It was always money. Yeah. How many times did Harley Race wrestle Dusty? It was always money.
Yeah.
Specifically, I want to talk about Brett and Shawn.
Mm-hmm.
Feuded as a tag team, feuded at the Intercontinental level, feuded for the world title, right? More than once for the world title.
Yeah.
Okay. Hunter and Rock, feuded for,
all the way up the card.
All the way up the card,
yep.
Right? So, like, it's when you have two guys that are that good, they're on that same level at the same time, you almost can't help but let them rise together.
Keep going together, yeah.
Now, I think it's a little different with Ciampa and Gargano because I feel like they never had any... Like, I can't... I remember a match with, Gargano and Velveteen Dream. No, Gargano and Ricochet. Right? Like, that's the only match that didn't have Ciampa in it. And I know there's been others, but for my memory, that's all I can really think of that wasn't in the last few years, that wasn't somehow related back to. I mean, even when he feuded with Andrade, Ciampa came out at the end of that match. You know what I mean? Ciampa was around then. Like, there hasn't been a lot of separation for those guys.
Yeah. And that's definitely an issue. Like, you don't want to see the same thing returned to all the time, and and that I feel like the people I've talked to about it, that's how everybody feels. Like, but I don't know. I mean, maybe people are clamoring for more of that. Like, that's fine.
I guess we'll see.
They work well together.
Yeah,
they have good matches.
So I think it's time to move on.
To what?
The big show.
Is there gonna be one?
There's gonna be two.
Well, it's a big show. Oh, yeah, it's too big for just one night.
They're going to clone the big show. And we're going to have two Paul Whites.
It's too big for one night.
Too big for one night.
Does
it not feel just like every time they say that, I just want to shut the TV off?
Yep.
Like, guys. Yes. This is the smallest it's ever been.
No, because it's in every promo, though. Like AJ Styles said it on Monday, and I was like, that's the most unnatural thing AJ Styles has ever said, and I'm not sure he's ever wanted to speak into a microphone in my life. Like, ever.
Dude, he's one of those guys. I love AJ Styles. I respect AJ Styles a lot, but he has such he's got kind of a modern, I am phenomenal, his gimmick. He looks like a modern person. And then every time, and I'm going to offend a whole bunch of people right now, but every time he picks up the mic and you hear that accent, you're like, oh, you're a hillbilly.
Hillbillies don't have long hair.
Right, yeah.
Or wear gloves.
Isn't that supposed to be tucked under a John Deere hat? Where's your flannel?
That's awesome. Like and subscribe, everybody.
Like and subscribe. All due respect to AJ Styles. I like AJ Styles.
Yeah, he's awesome.
I'm looking forward to his match against The Undertaker.
This is your tasting.
Oh, we're doing another.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
Jonesy's getting thirsty.
Sorry, Jonesy. So we've got
another
Ezra Brooks. This one is just straight Kentucky sour mash. So this should be just a normal, natural bourbon here we got.
It's for sure 90 proof, though.
It's definitely 90 proof.
Ezra don't fuck around,
and
dude.
it's not a bourbon.
What?
It's.
Oh, is that?
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. It says bourbon right here. I'm dumb.
Well, it's got to be distilled in a certain region to be called bourbon, which is stupid.
But it says bourbon whiskey. I'm used to seeing like Kentucky bourbon, and it says Kentucky sour mash, so that's why I got confused. So here we go. I like this. I'm surprised that Jack Daniels is not more protective of like the square bottle, black label look.
Well, it's a square bottle.
It's a square bottle,
and because Jack Daniels and Jim Beam are in the same bottle,
right?
But they have two different labels. But
right.
yeah, I see what you're saying. Because everybody who makes a bourbon, Tennessee or Kentucky, they don't rip off the Jim Beam label.
No,
they rip off the Jack Daniels label. Every time.
Label. Absolutely.
That's for sure.
So this is the same as that rye, same proof, but it doesn't have. It's not rye. Oh, it's got a little more character to it.
Yeah, it smells like a bourbon.
It smells like a bourbon. There's a little sweetness. I get some caramel in there.
It's still pretty boozy, man.
It is very boozy.
I just inhaled it. I think I breathed fire. That Kelbegan, I'm pretty sure I could have blown a torch out with that. I mean, I could have been Ricky Steamboat back in the early 90s.
I like that. That comes through.
It's better than the rye.
It's better than I think it's better than the Kilbraggan.
Well, Kilbraggan.
Yep. Kilbegan.
No,
Kilbegan. It comes through. There's a little more.
It is, but it's a bourbon, and not
it's milder.
Irish, but yeah.
I do like I am a bourbon guy. I'm realizing.
Well, no,
I'm actually. Well, you know what? Actually, I'm a Scotch guy.
You are,
and I back off the Scotches because I know you don't like them.
Well, I'll drink them with you.
Well, I'm gonna bring them. We're going to do some scotches soon because I'm tired of not doing scotches.
I can't wait to describe them.
I've been holding back on the scotches because I know you're not into scotches.
I'm into whatever.
I am much more a bourbon guy than I am a whiskey guy, and I like this. I definitely get this. I get the sweetness. There's a little bit of caramel. It's got that sweet tea taste that I always pick up in the bourbons.
Yep.
I can taste the corn.
Yeah. I mean,
it's got that corn.
I feel like that's probably a part of the fire at the end of it, though. Like, honestly, like
See, I get the corn at the beginning.
Oh, really?
Like the corn comes in first. Corn comes in first, and then it almost it comes in strong corn, kind of smooths out into the sweet tea, and then it like burns at the end going down.
Oh, okay.
I didn't
catch the corn. I just thought maybe the burn was a part of that. That's what you get in a lot of bourbons. Getting a lot of ryes, too.
Yes.
They finish off that way.
I like that. You know, I always end up... I drank so much Old Fitz, and that was like the cheapest... like, it was the cheapest bottle I could find that we hadn't already had. Oh, we still got some Old Fitz. Not
a lot.
Ooh, it smells sweet. Anyway, sorry, Fitz. No joke. All right, Jonesy.
Okay.
So we've got the big show,
WrestleMania.
It's happening 2 nights. I'm kind of juiced for that. I'm gonna make a whole weekend of it. I'm gonna. You know, we usually.
They should have done this, like we said. They should have done this 10 years ago.
Yes.
Legitimately.
Yes.
What a great year to have to do this.
Yeah.
Or I mean. Not have to do it, but what a good year to
test the waters.
Yeah, do it. I mean, honestly,
I was almost wondering if we're not gonna see over the next, like next year, if there's not gonna be 2 manias, like to do a Saturday Mania in Chicago, and to do a
Sunday
Mania in the stadium somewhere. Like why wouldn't we at this point?
Why not do the Saturday to MSG? Every year,
man.
Come on,
gosh,
man.
I would love that. That would listening.
We don't need any money for this
free.
Idea.
For free, Vince.
You can have this
for free.
Let's go.
Every year, do a Saturday Night Mania.
That Saturday night can even be fucking Takeover at this point. It's fine, but just don't make Mania 8 hours long.
Do. I want the whole weekend. Friday night's still Takeover. Do Saturday.
What about the Hall of Fame?
Work those in.
Okay.
See, I think that's what they're going to do is like we're going to see a match, Hall of Fame, match, Hall of Fame, match, Hall of Fame.
And the Hall of Fame's going to be in the empty arena also.
Right.
I mean, well, I guess it has to be.
Yeah. It's because it's just going to be an acceptance. It's just going to be someone coming out and being like, hey, guys, I'm... who are the Hall of Famers?
NWO,
JBL, yeah.
Bella Twins.
So
I don't even know beyond that.
So JBL can just come on and they could almost do it like interview style, like have JR there or Michael Cole, whoever.
Have the person induct him.
Yep.
And then he gets to come out, do his acceptance speech, just like normal.
Yeah.
And then cut to the next match.
Then the next match, yep.
Actually, I think that'd be better than just having a night of Hall of Fame anyway.
Absolutely.
Honestly, I really do.
Absolutely.
Like the last couple, it's been like, these are great, but it's like watching the fucking Oscars. Like it's 4 or 5 hours long, you know? Like, it's just weird.
Yeah, and nobody cares.
Yeah.
Well, the people there care. I can't stay interested in it.
I care, but like, I watch
2
more
years,
of the headliner than I do any of the others. You know? Like,
the first 2 years I watched it when it was like a network and it was like cut to like 2 hours and like I was like, oh, this is kind of cool, this is kind of fun. And then when it got on the network and they're like, well, we'll just show the whole thing and go 5 hours and everybody, I'm just like, nope, out. Sorry, guys.
Mr. T just said, my mama, and then
until
he had to cut him off.
Yeah, sorry. Apparently, I have overrun my time. Sorry. I'm sorry.
They're never going to top that Hall of Fame moment ever.
All right. Give us some matches, Jonesy.
All right, so
Mania preview incoming. I hope you guys are juiced. This is what we are here for tonight. The Mania preview.
This is Wikipedia order, so sorry. And it's Wikipedia, whatever the latest news they've got is.
Right.
Probably pretty.
We still got a week for. I mean, even though they were going, like they said they were going to start shooting, right?
Yeah.
Then you were telling me that the other day they were.
This week. That's what I read or heard.
So they were shooting. So supposedly they're already shooting Mania matches.
Okay. First off, big deal. First year ever, NXT Women's Championship or any NXT title.
Yep.
Is defended at WrestleMania.
Yep.
Champion is Rhea Ripley. Challengers Charlotte Flair.
Yep.
Boom.
I'm into it.
Yeah.
We talked a lot about this one, so I don't think we need to go into it too much. I'm all in on this match. I want to see Charlotte win. I think that Charlotte is I think it will benefit Charlotte and NXT to have her on NXT. Mm-hmm. I think her character, like on Raw, her character, they treat her like she's a big deal, but she just feels like everybody else.
Let me get a little bit of that Coke. Let me get a little bit of that Coke. Or water, whichever.
There's Coke down here. There's more ice if you want ice. Grab some ice.
I'm good. Anyway,
so there's, so I think if she goes to NXT, she will feel like that bigger deal. She will actually be bigger than everybody else there and have that feel, and they can treat her that way, and I think it'll be good. I think people will tune in to see Charlotte Flair on NXT and it brings a little more prestige.
And they've been moving, they moved Finn Balor down there. They moved Finn Balor to NXT. He's a star. They moved him there. I mean, they need more of that because that is a television show every week, and that is the television show that is competing with their competition at this point. So they do need that star power down there, or down there, every week. You know,
and all the girls there, all the women there will benefit from working with Charlotte Flair.
Yeah, I think,
I don't think not on the level. For my taste, not on the level like, oh gosh, Charlotte's so good, everybody will get better from working with Charlotte. Just on the level of she's been to the show. She's main event Mania. Yes. She's been on Raws and she worked with Asuka at Mania. Like regardless of what I feel about her work, she has a lot to bring to younger talent.
I mean, just based on how she's been treated by the company,
right?
She's the standard bearer of the women's evolution.
Yes.
Like she is the flag bearer of that whole deal. Like that is her, and then everybody else came behind her.
Right.
And so that's a huge deal for NXT.
Yeah.
And it's a big deal for Rhea Ripley too, which I think that they see big things in her.
I absolutely.
And I do too.
Yeah.
I think she's going to be great. I think she's gonna be great at Mania. Whether, I think she would have been great in front of a huge crowd. I don't think it would have been too big for her. I think she's got a bright future.
Yep,
very bright future. That's gonna be a fun match.
That's gonna be a good match.
And it's also fun because it's one of those, over the last 5 or 6 years they've done this where they've pivoted to more where they've made matches where you're like, I don't know how this is going to go.
Yeah.
Like,
it's
like
a little
10
hard
years
to call.
ago, you could call every Mania match.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
You could call every one. But, like, over these last several years, they've been really good about this.
Yeah.
Like, and that's one of those where it's like, I can see this going both ways.
Right.
Rhea Ripley retains. She goes back to NXT.
Yep.
She stays there for a little bit. Maybe she comes up to, the main roster, which I still feel like it's weird to consider them that way because I think that NXT is no longer the farm system. I really don't.
It's kind of moved beyond that.
Yeah.
Even though it's not.
Right. They're still going to pluck whatever talent they want out of there.
It's still not Raw or Smack. It's still the third grade show, but it's not. You're right. It doesn't feel as much like the farm system anymore.
It's a bigger deal too because, like I said, that's the direct competition to AEW.
Yeah.
Like AEW is going head to head with that show. Mm-hmm. Now they didn't have to, but WWE thought, well.
Yeah,
we're going to make you guys earn this,
for sure.
So they put that on USA. So, and that's probably better for all of us. All right, next, Brock Lesnar versus Drew McIntyre.
Brock Lesnar versus Drew McIntyre.
I'm going to say this a lot.
Yeah,
I feel so bad for Rhea Ripley and Drew McIntyre.
Man, I don't feel that bad for him. I think, I think it'll honestly be good for him because I think a lot of people, who knows. So it's almost the exact opposite. Rhea Ripley and Charlotte versus Drew Mack and Brock. Like, I mean, I could see Brock winning, except Drew Mack has to win that match, right?
Yeah, I would think so. I mean,
you feel like he has to, like it's going to be a huge letdown for everybody if he doesn't win that match.
Right. I think so too, and I think that the way they've built it is this is the
crowning.
Yeah, exactly. Like this is what we've been.
Yep. So I think we might almost get a little benefit for them because everybody feels like, oh man, he was supposed to have his Mania moment and he didn't. You know what I mean? And all these because whatever they say about Biggest Mania, and they're gonna show us replays, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, he beat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania."
Too big for one night.
But this is not a Mania moment because there is not a crowd there. Right. There's not a stadium.
There's not 60,000 people.
There's not 60,000 people there to lose their mind when he wins.
Yeah. So you're going to crown him, and they've been building him huge, and they've been giving him I almost want to call it the Stone Cold treatment, but it's not.
So
it's not quite that, but it's.
So I think it's. I feel like I've seen something, and I'm going to say this, and it is a huge weight to put on anybody's shoulders. And I don't know if I'm jinxing Drew on this, but I'm going to say it anyway because I'm a drunk guy on a podcast, not a fucking booker at WWE.
Just somewhere else.
I see the new Hogan. Drew Mack, hear me out. Drew Mack is big, and he's big enough to be impressive.
Yep.
But he's built the right way that when he sells, you still feel bad for him. He still looks like he can get hurt. Yep. When Brock sells, Brock doesn't look like he's getting hurt. No. He looks like he's fallen over and trying to figure out how to get back to his feet because he's too big to stand up easily. He doesn't look like he's hurt. When McIntyre is on the sell, it's sympathetic. Yep. You feel bad for Drew Mack. Drew McIntyre can look menacing and like a badass, and then when he smiles, he's charming, and all that charm comes through.
Yep.
And so he can look just as at home, taking the steel stairs and smashing Eric Rowan's
fake
spider. Okay, he looks just at home doing that as he does sticking that big Claymore boot in Brock Lesnar's face and nip into his feet. I think Drew McIntyre has the possibility to be that next guy who transcends everything, man, because he is absolutely the total package, and he is easily 10 times the worker that Hulk Hogan ever was.
Oh yeah. For sure.
You know what I mean? Like there is
at this point, honestly, like I hate to say this is blasphemous, but he's probably 3 times the worker Austin was. Like, probably. For sure. I mean, because just the environment he came up in, like, and then, you know, eating humble pie and going back and working programs with Andrade and with Bobby Roode and all these guys that he worked with in NXT. It's like Austin didn't work with any of those.
Austin also never got to live up to his potential.
No, definitely
because
not.
Austin was injured. But by the time Austin was smart enough to really be what he could have been, he was too injured to be what he had been.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely. Austin was a great worker, but he was a great worker amongst other guys. I mean, Austin never looked like the biggest guy in the ring.
Right.
And Austin's enormous. You know what I mean? Like, he's a big guy, dude.
He's bigger than you think.
He wouldn't look that small standing next to Drew McIntyre.
Right.
You know who would? Andrade. And Drew McIntyre had fucking great matches with Andrade.
Yep.
And he had great matches with Bobby Roode. Bobby Roode's big, but I mean, he's not tall. But True. He looks tiny next to Drew.
For sure.
And Drew had great matches with those guys. And that's not easy to do.
That is not.
At all. And he's impressive. I'm not sure I'm ready to go there. I think he's in danger of having the shove down your throat treatment put on us.
I don't think he is, man.
I think he's in danger of that. I don't think he's close to it yet.
Okay.
But I think there's a little bit of danger of that because he needs to have that much edge where we don't know, right? And I think so far he's towed that line really well. Like, he's had that edge where it's like, oh, okay, he is going to go throw steel steps on this fake spider.
So here's my difference here, okay? The guys who have gotten that shoved down my throat reaction. Cena, Reigns.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's the list.
It took Cena years to get there.
Yeah. Yeah.
It took Cena a long time to get there before they were like, okay, we're sick of Cena. Can we have anybody else? No, just more Cena. Whatever. All right, we'll boo him. Roman Reigns does not have what I think Drew McIntyre has.
I agree with
Roman Reigns looks good when he's looking tough. Roman Reigns is not charming. Roman Reigns is not charismatic. He does not come on the micro. You know, when he gets on the mic, it's just feels
just badass guy.
Yeah, you know, and you don't buy it.
Like, and that's the great part of. Obviously, we'll get to this, but that's the great part of him and Goldberg because he is the best version of Goldberg.
He's Goldberg that didn't work.
I mean, that does work. That can work.
Didn't work with the fans.
Yeah.
Like Goldberg worked.
Yeah.
The Goldberg character worked.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I got to say.
Okay.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's exactly what it is. Like, he is. Yeah. He is fucking Goldberg.
Wow. Yep.
And
facts.
I mean, that's what he's been this entire time.
Yep.
And you think about that, like, Goldberg's 50, whatever.
Right.
It's 20 years ago he made his debut and his huge run.
Yeah.
If that happened even 15 years later.
Even 5 years later, I think.
I don't think 5 years later.
I don't think if Goldberg. I
don't think 5 years later. Maybe 10, but like for sure, at some point in between there, he would have been shit on. Like,
I think badly. Yeah, for sure. I think even maybe not. So because Lesnar worked, and even though Lesnar would get Goldberg chance when he first showed up, Lesnar worked, right?
You guys are awful. Fucking booger eaters.
But I think so. I think the other thing that we don't give Goldberg enough credit for is they took their time. Goldberg was a mid-card guy. Like, Goldberg smashed his way all the way through the mid-card, all the way through the opening card, all the way through the mid-card. He was a guy that was an outlier because they had the NWO and they had Sting and Diamond Dallas Page and all those guys that were doing stuff, And then also, here's this dude that is crushing people in 30 seconds. And all he does is crush people in 30 seconds. And it was 2 years?
Yeah, oh yeah.
2 full years that Goldberg was a mid-card, a bottom card to mid-card guy.
It was like a year and a half, but yeah, it was a long time.
Like they let that grow on its own. Anytime, like from the time that Goldberg was Goldberg, so by the time we're at 2000 on, they hotshot these guys, and so we would have seen a Goldberg come in and get Rybacked.
Yes.
And here he beat
Absolutely.
this dude. He beat a dude by himself. He beat a dude 3 weeks. Now he's got to beat two dudes for 4 weeks.
Yep.
Now he's got to beat CM Punk. Now he's on top. Oh, you guys don't like him? Cool, we'll fire him.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Since they have to hotshot guys now instead of letting somebody build and become a star, that's why those guys aren't working now.
Yeah.
That's why Reigns isn't working now because Reigns, everybody loved the Shield, but it was very clear what part Reigns played in the Shield, and that was the guy that comes in at the end and does some spears and some Superman punches. And that's cool when he's part of the Shield, but then when you try and tell me that, nope, Rollins is the bad guy and Ambrose is the mid-carder, no.
Right.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, that was all too forced.
Yes.
It was all too forced. You're right.
But we're not getting that match anyway.
No, we're not. Well, okay, wait. Before, because we went way off, and we're getting there. But Wikipedia says we are. Anyway, let's go back.
Let's go back.
McIntyre and Lesnar.
McIntyre-Lesnar.
This is awesome for McIntyre. Right?
So juiced.
It doesn't. Honestly, to me, it doesn't matter if he loses. It really doesn't. Having that spot with Lesnar at this point, because of who Lesnar is big enough. But he should win. He should win. If he doesn't win, you think it's bad?
Yes.
Really? All right.
I think if it doesn't win, I think if McIntyre doesn't win, it'll feel like that smacked down, like just for the sake of being unexpected. You know what I mean? Kind of like I mean Lesnar had that match with Ambrose. Didn't do anything for either one of them.
Right.
That was at a Mania.
Yeah.
That was, you know what I mean? Because it was just like, Ambrose and Lesnar.
Lesnar didn't give a shit at all. So
Well, regardless of that, it didn't do anything for him. To have, I think if McIntyre comes into this match and loses, it'll be a sum. I don't necessarily think it'll damage McIntyre. I think it'll just completely negate everything that has happened since Rumble.
Okay.
It'll be a completely pointless match.
So
it'll be a completely.
He'll have to start from square one, and
yeah.
I don't know if I agree with that, but I think that
until
that all signs point to McIntyre winning.
Hope.
And here's the thing, like with Lesnar matches, though. Do you want to see this match go 20 minutes?
No.
Right.
Not at all. I want to see this match.
You want to see a Claymore and done?
No.
Okay.
I want to see. I want to see a little bit more. So, my favorite Lesnar match over the last few years was him and Goldberg at Mania. That match was about 4 minutes. It was crazy. It was some Germans. It was some spears. Like it was, but it was chaotic and it was wild and it felt right.
Felt like a fight.
Felt like a fight, and it felt like what you would expect from these two. Like Goldberg and Lesnar are not going to have a 20-minute match. They're gonna both those guys, both those characters are gonna go all out for about 5 minutes, and one of them's gonna die.
Yeah.
And that's what that match was.
So
I want a little bit more than that. Like I think this match should be in the 10-minute range, but it should be just as chaotic. It should be just as wild, and it should end with Drewmack coming out on top.
So was this SummerSlam of last year that it was Rollins and Lesnar?
That was Mania last year.
Okay, it was Mania. It opened, and Rollins stomped him in 4 minutes.
In 4 minutes.
And I was so let down. But as far as a Lesnar match goes, like, it makes great sense.
It was
that he got tossed around on his head for 3.5 minutes, and then stomped him, and then won. Like, that's what a Lesnar match is, right? So, is he going to throw Drew around on the back of his head for 4 minutes and then get Claymored?
I think he's
5th minute?
No, I think he's going to get Claymored right away, kick out.
Perfect.
They're going to throw some. They're going to throw
what
some.
I want to see.
They're going to throw some Germans. They're going to go to the outside. Somebody's going to go. They're going to go through that breakaway barricade.
They have one of those,
dude. Yes, and they're getting their money's worth out of it. Let me tell you what. They're going to go through that breakaway barricade. They're going to come in.
I think that's what I mean. Like, I want to see Drew manhandle Brock a little bit because we know he can.
Yeah.
And when Brock's been in there with Cena's got to toss him around a little bit. And you know Brock's game for it.
Yeah.
But, like, when he's wrestled a lot of these smaller guys, it's just been, I just throw these guys on their head.
Yeah.
They hit a deal, and then I sell for a little bit, and then I throw them on their head again.
Right.
And I don't want to see that match.
Nah, I think this match will be calamitous. I think it'll be a lot back and forth. I think we probably
That's a great word.
I think I think we probably won't see too much of either of them kind of being dominant at any point.
Yeah. No.
And then I think it'll take. I'm calling it now. I think we'll see 3 Claymores in a row before Drewmack gets the pin.
Okay. I like that. He's also got that DDT. DDT's nasty.
I mean, he'll hit that, but his move is the Claymore.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to beat Lesnar with more than one Claymore.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be Claymore, nip up, call him back up, Claymore, call him back up, Claymore, finally get the pin, and Lesnar's down.
I like it. Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
Let's have that, man.
All right, what's our next? All right, so let's talk. Let's
move on to.
We already covered Reigns Goldberg, so let's talk. Let's talk Goldberg Strowman. That's where they're going, right?
Okay, I just want to say this. When I pulled up the Wikipedia page, it said Goldberg Braun Strowman.
Okay.
And now it says Goldberg versus Roman Reigns. So I don't know if this shit's changed.
Fake news?
Might be fake news.
Fake news?
Yeah. It is Wikipedia.
Well, I pray that we get Roman Goldberg because there is not another Goldberg. There's not another Goldberg or Reigns match that I could even pretend to care about.
Okay.
Now, the assumption, let me cover the assumption here that Roman Reigns will not be at Mania because he's at risk because of his leukemia.
And he shouldn't be. He should be at home.
But he's already been there. That's my thing.
I understand.
He's already been exposed.
I feel like he's gotten better advice since then. Like, he probably should have gotten that advice ahead of time.
He probably should have gotten that advice. See, and I don't want to put anybody at risk. I don't want anybody to die. I don't want anybody to get sick or be unhealthy. But I feel like had he gotten that advice first, I'd be like, okay, cool. If he's gotten the advice after being there for a couple weeks, I'm like, bro, you're either exposed or you're not. Have your Mania match and then go home.
You should still minimize it unless they can film it that day. Still minimize it because dude's had leukemia twice.
Okay.
And that's a serious deal.
Yeah. And I'm not trying to downplay it. I'm just kind of like, it just seems weird at this point for him to be like, I'm going home. Okay, all right.
With the other cancellations, it almost seems like it's
like maybe they went home and got stuck?
No, they went home to prove a point.
Maybe.
We shouldn't be doing this.
Maybe.
Type of thing.
Maybe.
But that's another deal.
Yep.
So, okay. We talked about Goldberg Reigns.
Yep.
Goldberg Strowman.
I'm all the way out.
All I want to see is Strowman get speared and pinned. Or
that'd be amazing.
I want him to get speared, jackhammered, and pinned.
I would be.
That's all I want.
Yes, I would be. I will give a standing O in my front room at my house if Goldberg Strowman is spear, jackhammer. Who's next?
Yes.
All in.
I wanted Roman.
Yeah.
And he wrecks Braun, and on to the next one.
Yep.
It's on to Roman. Whenever Roman's ready, I'll be here.
Yeah.
Because I am the fucking champ.
Yep.
Right?
All in.
Yeah.
All in.
What's I
next?
am.
Man. Do you have more?
Hey, that's free booking. Yes.
You're welcome, Vince. No charge necessary.
Ooh, this one's one of the ones I was looking forward to the most.
Okay.
Becky Lynch versus Shayna Baszler, Women's WWE Raw Championship.
Yep. I feel like we should have planned this and put like all these big matches at the end, because we're going to be finishing up with like.
This is Wikipedia.
we should have planned this a little better.
We're going to finish with Otis with Tucker versus Dolph Ziggler with Mandy Rose.
Perfect. All right, Becky and Shayna Baszler. We've talked about this match some too. I'm all in on this match.
You guys can just shut off the podcast in an hour.
I'm not 100% sure that Shayna Baszler is not my favorite wrestler right now. I think she has been handled. She is Kurt Angle, right? She is the current Kurt Angle. She has picked this up. She has run with it. She delivers on a level that nobody at her experience level should be able to deliver on. She's awesome, right?
Here's what is awesome. They're selling her like a monster.
Well, yeah, that's the second part.
It's amazing.
She is
like they don't do this anymore.
She's Kurt Angle being handled like Brock Lesnar.
Yes. So they did the promo on Monday.
Yep.
She was in the ring with Charlie Caruso.
Yep.
And Charlie Caruso acted scared to be in the ring with her.
Right.
And it was incredible.
Yep.
It was incredible. And you know, Becky's not going to be fazed by that, but that's why she's in there with Becky.
Yep.
And if you're going to build Shayna Baszler at any point in time, you do it against your biggest star right now, which is not Charlotte, it is Becky. Faux show.
Yep.
And that's the match you want. And that is the Mania match you want.
And it's Mania match.
And if Becky's going to lose that belt because she's held it for a year, it's this time. Because Becky is not a face anymore.
She's definitely not. She's not acting like a face. She's not walking like a face.
She hasn't chased anything for a year. Right?
She's still plenty over, though.
Oh, well, yeah. I understand that.
Yeah.
But there's not been any adversity at all in a year.
Right.
Right?
Right.
This is that monster.
Okay.
This is that
Yep.
Kane that stepped into Stone Cold's spot.
Ugh.
Well, he won the championship for a day.
Kane.
This is that.
She's Kane. I just called her Kurt Angle being handled like Brock Lesnar, and you're like, she's Kane. No, bro, she's
I'm
not
thinking
Kane.
That '98 run that Austin had.
Okay. No, this
so
is
he had that run.
This is 2002 SummerSlam.
All right.
Brock Lesnar going in there against The Rock.
Perfect. I like that. That's way better.
Okay.
And Brock Lesnar asked to face. Well, who does he drop that to? Eddie?
Yes. A year later.
Yeah.
Big Show. Big Show when he's healed. But Big Show by
that was just
by SummerSlam.
Yeah. It was just a thing. We gotta tear this guy down. He's gonna go be a Minnesota Viking for a minute.
Before that. All right. Last time we talked about this match, we were on opposite ends. I want Becky to win. You want Baszler to win.
Yeah, I want Baszler to win.
You still want Baszler to win? Okay. I still think Becky wins at Mania. Actually, you know what? I've changed that. Now that Mania with no crowd, and I think Baszler will probably win, and we'll build up to the rematch at Mania.
I'm so persuasive.
You're not persuasive.
I am.
It's the different. If there was a crowd, if there was 60,000 people to cheer Becky being the first person to go Mania to Mania, other than Hogan, right? Mm-hmm. And win both times. Mm-hmm. I think we've got Becky's moment and Becky's crowning achievement. With there being no fans, I think we'll let Baszler win, and we'll build up the rematch to SummerSlam, where there'll be, 20,000 people to cheer Becky on to get her belt back.
Yeah, I think you're right.
That's my call.
I like that call. I think that this is a great opportunity to build your monster.
Yep.
On Raw.
Yeah.
And it's unstoppable. Nobody can stop her. And if she runs through your Stone Cold,
right,
basically, then
well, it almost,
good God Almighty,
it almost doesn't matter because there's no fans there,
right? Yeah.
So it's all just storyline.
It's a weird thing to.
It's all just storyline.
Yeah.
When there is it is a different energy when there is 60,000 people to go, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like it's a different.
Well, and shit on to the next night.
Yeah.
Like at Raw.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a different energy. This it gets to be all storyline, so Baszler can just kind of roll in there and do her thing, and we'll be like, oh crap, hope Becky gets it back, and then we got the run to SummerSlam.
Yeah.
What's next, Jonesy?
John Cena.
Oh yeah.
Versus the Fiend Bray Wyatt. Firefly Funhouse match. I don't know what that means.
I assume it's gonna be like where he fights through. Well, no, they did the I think they'll have the match in the Funhouse, and I was actually thinking that today, like this is that opportunity where it makes, because they've done him and Randy did that match that was like at the Wyatt compound that was,
oh yeah,
you know what I mean, basically like the Broken Matt Hardy match. Mm-hmm. I think it'll be like that, but like they'll fight through the fun house and into the, all the puppets will be there, and John Cena will smack the puppets, and some of them will laugh at him. Like I think we'll get to see that kind of stuff. And since we are doing a show with no crowd, this is where that kind of stuff needs to happen anyway.
Yeah.
Like perfect opportunity to do that, and it not to feel out of place, and it not to feel, because there's always, when you do that kind of match, there's always that disappointment because the live crowd has to watch that on the Titantron.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So this is the one time where you don't get that disappointment. It doesn't hurt your live crowd. You can just say, hey, let's shoot all this craziness, and then we'll just throw it out on this Mania.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
That makes sense. Who are you?
I'm still pulling for Cena. I feel like the Fiend is huge, and the Fiend probably needs the win, but I'm not into the Fiend at all, and I'd rather see Cena overcome again. I think we'll probably get the Fiend win because they've leaned so hard on this. That they've leaned real hard on that match that Bray Wyatt had with John Cena
6 years ago.
6 years ago, as the leading to the downward spiral that led to the Fiend.
Even though he won a championship after that, right?
Whatever, man. That's not the story, Justin.
I know. I get it.
God damn it!
Good God Almighty. We
don't give answers. We ask questions. Okay.
I'm excited about this.
Yeah.
I'm excited about Cena and The Fiend. And I'm excited about having it twice. So,
okay,
I'd be all in on that. As long as The Fiend doesn't point at the WrestleMania sign.
Okay.
That's all I'm looking for.
I bet it doesn't happen.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. All right. Fatal 5-way elimination match for the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship.
Sasha has to come out of that, right? The only.
I think it's Sasha.
I think the only thing they can do.
Okay, it's Naomi, Lacey Evans, Bayley, Sasha, Tamina. God damn it! I'm sorry for laughing.
No, hey, they made that joke. We can laugh because they made that joke. Bailey on the in the promo.
Yeah.
In the promo.
We're gonna throw Tamina in this.
Bailey was going, does she even work here anymore?
I hope she gets to the final 3.
Is it elimination?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Okay.
Give Tamina her due, dude.
So I have 2 thoughts on this. One, I think it's Sasha, and Sasha turns face.
Ugh.
To put the. I think Sasha's a better face than she is a heel.
But she's not a better face than Bailey is a face. That's my issue.
But Bailey as a face is done.
Well, Bailey
as a face is played all the way out. It's over.
Is it not better than Bailey as a heel?
Sure. It's Bailey needs to be a heel a little longer. Bailey needs to be a heel long enough that she can be a new face.
Okay.
Like she has to go all the way around to where
we can't do wacky waving inflatable arm floating.
We can't go back to that.
Okay.
We can't go back to that. Maybe after she's gone all the way around the circuit and gotten over because she's great and the crowd wants to see her as a person, and now she's back to being a face, but she's not Bailey, the wacky waving, right? We can get there'll be a Mania where she comes out and there's wacky waving
inflatable arm flinging 2 men,
but she will never go back to being the side ponytail girl.
Right. Okay. I'm in on that.
Yeah.
Like, cause I always thought that like that edge is what kept her from being rightfully what she was. You know.
For sure.
Like, 'cause she was always this is the best friend girl.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think Sasha will be a good face.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's a better face than she is a heel.
I do too.
Put the belt on her for a little bit, turn her back face, let her run with that. She'd be a good one to put the belt on her, turn her face, let her beat Bailey 1-on-1 once or twice, and then Belair will be ready to come in and challenge her.
Okay. Like that. Like that plan.
Yeah. Free of charge, Vince. Although at some point you're gonna have to hire me.
Yeah.
Like I know.
Good God Almighty.
Like all this stuff is free of charge.
We like doers.
There's a lot more. I like doers.
I don't. Okay. The next one. This is a big one.
Okay.
Undertaker and AJ's. This is only the 7th match. There's 15 fucking matches, and I have to pee already.
Dude, they are just greenlighting everything.
Right.
Everything. They're like Netflix this Mania. Netflix greenlights every show that's ever been presented to them.
The only ones you've heard about are the good ones.
Yes.
Because they have 300 bad ones and 3 good ones.
Yeah.
Netflix, if you'd like to hire us to do this, though, we will be one of the good ones.
That's this Mania. Everything. We got 2 nights, damn it. Book everything.
It's too big for one night. All right. Taker versus AJ. This just says singles match, but I don't believe that's true.
No, it's a boneyard match.
It's a boneyard match, whatever that is.
So isn't there a graveyard out behind the PC? They're just gonna go.
You said that today, and I wanted to say you were lying, but you went back to it, so apparently you're not lying. And I'm not gonna look it up, so we're just gonna go with it.
Boneyard match.
Apparently, there's a graveyard out behind
the graveyard behind the PC.
So the PC was built on an Indian burial ground.
Yeah.
Oh. So there's all kinds of poltergeist activity and stuff.
Were there Indians in Florida?
Yeah.
Or just Cubans?
Shitloads of Indians. Native Americans. Sorry.
Native Americans.
Sorry.
Native.
Hey, we're doing Cubans. Good. We only have to watch 8 matches after this. It's gonna be a good night, guys.
It's gonna be a good night.
It's gonna be a good 4 or 5 episodes.
All right. AJ Styles, Undertaker. Who do you want to win?
I don't care. This is rad.
It's a good match.
It's rad.
I
don't care at all.
Best possible scenario for the Undertaker.
If Taker's going to keep coming back, this is what I want him to do.
Yeah.
I want him to do the Lesnar at Survivor Series deal.
He needs these
every year.
But it needs to be these guys every year. It needs to be the guys who can bump for him, the guys who can work. So, like, we get AJ this year. Next year, we'll do Finn Balor.
Daniel
the year
Bryan.
after that, I was thinking more like Ciampa.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean?
No,
like these guys that can kind of bump around and sell for him, and he doesn't have to do a bunch of stuff with, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, if he has, like, I love The Undertaker, but he's past the point where he can carry a match.
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
He's
so you put him out there. You put him out there with Goldberg. You put him out there with Goldberg. Right. He has to be the guy, and he is not capable of being the guy anymore. You put him out there with AJ Styles. AJ Styles will be the guy, and The Undertaker can look like The Undertaker.
Yep.
And that's where he needs to be.
Absolutely.
They have a roster full of these guys.
Yes. Yeah.
So
who have dreamt all their entire lives about working Taker at Mania.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm in favor of let's revive the streak. Let's go back. Taker doesn't need to be putting these guys over now. Taker has put over the guys he needs to put over. Now he's just an attraction at the streak. Now it's just cool to be there with Taker.
Okay.
So he doesn't so let him win.
I think that's way more fluid than that. Like, it's not revived its streak. It's, okay, Taker this year getting Aleister Black. Aleister Black's getting that win.
I don't think so, man.
Really?
I don't think it does. I don't think it does anything for them to win anymore. It's just disappointing to the crowd when somebody beats Taker. No,
I don't think that's true. I think that's a big Mania moment for them.
I think it is. But
has he beat anybody since, or has he lost anybody since Lesnar?
Reigns.
That's it.
I think so. I think it's two guys. I think it's Lesnar and Reigns have beaten Taker at Mania.
Okay, I thought there was one other one, or two other ones actually.
I'm surprised it ain't been H. Hold on. If other people are gonna be beating the Undertaker.
Let's Sean come out of retirement.
Why shouldn't I? No, I don't think it benefits anybody else now. I think
you might be right.
Honestly,
man,
I think
that's only two. So if he's gonna lose, it needs to be special because that's two quote unquote special guys. That's two guys that are putting their deal against.
Right.
So if next year he takes on Drew McIntyre because McIntyre's like, I beat
Lesnar.
I beat the biggest star.
Yep.
You know,
I beat the one. I beat the one.
Let's go, me and you. And McIntyre beats him, then that's a big deal, right?
If the belt is on the line.
Okay.
If the belt is not on the line, I don't think it matters. If the belt is on the line, I think it matters.
I still think it's a big deal. Because it took on a mind of its own.
I don't disagree.
And they can sell that any way they want.
I don't disagree. It's not. I'm not saying it's not a big deal. I'm just saying it's not a big enough deal to disappoint the crowd.
Sure. Yeah.
Right.
And it's always this
for Lesnar to beat The Undertaker. That was a big enough deal to disappoint the crowd.
Yeah.
For Reigns to beat The Undertaker. For The Office, it was a big enough deal to disappoint the crowd. From now on, I do not think it is a big enough deal to beat The Undertaker to disappoint the crowd at Mania. Maybe if McIntyre goes on a run this year and calls out Taker, and calls out Taker, he should probably win. But if Drew still has the belt and calls out Taker, he should definitely win. But if Drew loses the match if Drew wins the belt, loses by Mania, calls out the Undertaker, or loses if Drew wins the belt, beats Lesnar, goes to SummerSlam, loses to The Fiend or Roman Reigns, and then kind of flounders in the lower upper card and calls out Taker, beat him.
Yeah.
Beat Drew. Doesn't matter. If Drew loses to Lesnar and just kind of flounders in that upper card area for the rest of the year and then calls out Taker, beat Drew. Doesn't matter. Next.
I don't think I have any arguments.
All
right. Oh. I thought this next one was going to be awesome. Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins. Singles match.
I have just
nothing.
Finish them out. Whatever. I don't care. I don't care who wins. I don't care what this storyline is. I don't care. I'm the opposite of invested in the Seth Rollins Monday Night Savior.
He does look like Jesus, though.
He does look like Jesus, and the promo he cut this week, the promo he cut is the first time I've been interested in him, the first time I've been interested in this storyline, and maybe the best promo I've ever seen Seth Rollins cut.
Oh, where he came out,
good. Where he came out, yep. Walked around the ring, talked about how he laid the groundwork, he did all this stuff, he did everything for Kevin Owens, blah blah blah, all that. That is the best work, not ring work. The best promo work, the best character work, anything I've ever seen Seth Rollins do. It's the first time I've even come kind of close to caring about Seth Rollins since The Shield. And I don't care about Kevin Owens at all. So this match could go like 4 minutes. Curb stomp. Kevin Owens disappears from the face of the earth, and Seth Rollins goes on to do something else.
I'd like to see this be a big Kevin Owens deal. I really would.
Hate Kevin Owens.
I don't hate him. I like him fine. I like fat guys. So I hate to say that about Kevin Owens, but
I don't think Kevin Owens deserves any of the hype. I don't think he's very good. I don't think he's good on the mic. I am not interested in Kevin Owens at all. Kevin Owens is competent on the mic. He is just good enough.
He talks a lot.
He talks too much, and he is just good enough on the mic that I don't care about anything he says.
I like Kevin Owens. I like Seth Rollins also.
So you want to see Kevin Owens win?
No. I want to see Seth Rollins win. He deserves to be back up in the upper echelon. Like, so honestly, if it's going to be McIntyre knocking off Lesnar, the next thing for SummerSlam needs to be Rollins and McIntyre, in my opinion.
Okay.
That's the right direction.
I might be in for that.
Okay.
What's next?
Well, earlier, this said John Morrison versus TBD. Okay. Now it says John Morrison and The Miz versus TBD. Ladder match for WWE SmackDown Tag Team Championships. So right now.
Yep.
Or tonight. Not right now.
Right.
There's the Usos versus the New Day tag match to see who faces Morrison and Miz.
All right.
But apparently Miz is not going to be at Mania.
Okay.
So, the last thing I read was Morrison versus TBD.
All right.
For in a ladder match for the WWE SmackDown Tag Team Championship.
So here's how that works, right? If Miz refuses to come to Mania, or gets stuck somewhere and can't make it for the Mania match, it'll be we'll do some. So the match tonight is New Day versus the Usos to see who takes on Miz and Morrison, right? So that match will get schmozed at the end, and so we'll stick New Day and Usos and John Morrison randomly in that match. It'll be 6-person ladder match. They'll just do all their spots. And I assume Morrison will win because, oh my gosh, how could Morrison win by himself? But, yeah.
New Day will win.
Oh. Ugh.
New Day?
Ugh. Here's an idea.
Oh, boy.
What if one of the New Day turns and joins John Morrison, and then it's John Morrison and
Kofi.
Big E as the tag team champs,
or Xavier Woods
and the New Day
makes his comeback.
I'd be down for that too.
Awesome.
I'd be down for that too. Come back and turn on them. Mm-hmm. In.
All right.
What's next?
Best match. 10th match.
No,
according to Wikipedia.
Okay.
Street Profits.
It says the 10th match is the best match on Wikipedia?
No, it just says the 10th match by Wikipedia.
Oh, gotcha.
That's what I said.
Okay.
Street Profits, Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford versus not Andrade. Instead, Austin Theory and Angel Garza with Zelina Vega. For the WWE Raw Tag Team Champions.
Dude, I feel like they could have just picked out any two jobbers. Like, we're having jobber matches on Mania now. Like when it was Andrade and Angel.
Angel.
Angel. They still weren't going to win that match, but, Andrade's a guy. Like,
He's a great guy.
Randomly, Austin Theory. Nobody even knows who Austin Theory is except you and the 5 people who watch NXT.
Well, he's a bearded clone of Finn Balor.
You keep saying that. I don't see that at all.
No, that's true.
I don't think he looks like Finn Balor at all.
Look again. You look twice. But
I've looked a couple times. I don't see it at all. He's bigger than Finn Balor.
What?
Built. He's definitely built bigger than Finn Balor. He's broader. He's thicker. Finn Balor is shredded. But Austin Theory is built bigger. He's built thicker. He's got the worst beard ever. He looks like, like when somebody has like a baby face and they can't really grow facial hair, but they try to like grow in a goatee. Well, he looks like he's doing that with his beard. Like his beard doesn't quite grow in right, but he just insists because he feels like, oh, it makes me look like a man, so I insist on growing this shitty little turd beard. Like it's the turdest beard ever.
Turd beard. Hashtag turd beard.
Hashtag it. I'm gonna make a t-shirt. Austin Theory, turd beard.
Hey, here's my best take ever. That's not true. Finn Balor's never eaten a cheeseburger in his life.
Never ever.
Never.
Not
ever.
Once. Finn Balor has to be one of those dudes.
There's no way you have that many ab muscles and have ever eaten anything that tastes good.
Dude, he's never eaten anything that tastes good.
Right.
Well, you're not arguing. He's Irish, dude. He grew up on haggis. Haggis and corned beef.
Yeah, haggis and corned beef. I'm done.
That's it.
I don't want any of this.
He doesn't want to eat anything else.
Well, I'd like to not eat again. Basically.
The first time.
It's a good thing he's not anorexic, I guess.
The first time he ever got baked chicken, it was the most delicious thing he'd ever put in his mouth. What is this?
Baked chicken. God damn. How shitty is that?
All right, Street Profits. Man, can we just...
I like the Street Profits.
I'm not even going to comment. I hate the Street Profits. That's it. I don't care about...
Good reason for it, though.
I don't care about that match at all, and I just hope it's over quick.
Okay, the next 2 matches are the most random things of all time. Aleister Black versus Bobby Lashley with Lana.
Okay.
So Aleister Black good, Bobby Lashley whatever.
So I saw a takeover
Good God Almighty.
where Aleister Black's gear was NC-17.
We also have takeover.
So we know what Aleister Black is packing. Are they just going to pull the full swerve and Lana's going to leave Bobby Lashley?
Go with them now?
Yeah. Because I might be into that. Otherwise, this is just the most like why is this not a Raw match? Like, why does this match not happen on the Raw after Mania? Why is this a Mania match? And why are they trying to sell me like it matters? Well, Aleister Black, dude, Bobby Lashley, the first time ever. I don't care.
No, it's too big for one night,
dude.
Hey, Aleister Black's awesome.
I love Aleister Black. I'm a huge
Bobby Lashley's
Aleister Black fan.
Pretty great, but not.
Bobby Lashley's half trash, man. Like he's barely. He is Bobby Lashley.
He can wrestle and he's enormous.
No, he can't. Bobby Lashley belongs in the '80s when all that mattered was if you looked good. Bobby Lashley is a throwback that he is 99.9% body and he is 1% wrestling. He is just athletic enough not to look like a total idiot when he's having a match. That's it.
I think he's better than that. Like and subscribe. All right, you ready for the next one?
Please.
This one's good too. We saw this one get set up though. Elias versus King Corbin. This is the Gronk match, dude.
I'm all in on this match.
All right.
I've tried to dislike Elias because he sucks. But every time he starts singing, man,
it's funny.
It's funny.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah. He doesn't suck either.
He doesn't suck. He's not. Listen, he's not better than Lashley.
I don't think Lashley sucks either.
He's about on that same level.
Lashley, no, he's not.
He's pretty
a wrestler.
Close, man.
He's not.
He's pretty close.
Yeah. The only person that's on Lashley's athletic level is like Lesnar, and they're not even close.
I mean, I don't know if I agree with that. I think I get where you're coming from, but I don't know if I necessarily agree.
Good God Almighty.
I think
it's gonna be a good night.
I think Elias is
Goliath.
I think Elias is bad at wrestling. He's got a good body. He has a good character, and I think he's got something. Mm-hmm. I don't want to say he has it because it's not quite it, but he has something. And his songs are always funny.
Yeah, every time.
So I am in for Elias. I think Corbin is like the anti-Elias. Like Corbin is a bad wrestler, but he also is completely uncompelling to look at. Like he is the anti-Lashley, and so that makes him a good foil for Elias. And he's completely obnoxious, right? That's the thing. He is completely uncompelling in the ring, on the mic, to look at, but he is obnoxious enough that you are like,
somebody beat this
King Corbin. Yes. Yeah, somebody beat his fucking ass.
That's what you want of a heel.
Yeah.
For sure. Old school heel. All the way. Heel. And also played in the NFL. He used to be like 150 pounds heavier than he is now. Dude. Which is why I laughed so hard at you saying so unappealing. I'm like, he was 400 pounds at one point in time. He's a big guy. Big guy. He's a great heel, though. I mean, like a great mid-card heel.
Okay. Yeah. He is a great mid-card heel.
Yeah.
He is a great mid-card heel.
He's really good.
And that's where he'll be a good foil for Elias. Yeah. Elias is a good mid-card face.
Yeah.
Like, Elias is good in the spot he's at. Mm-hmm. His matches should neither of their matches should ever go more than like 8 minutes. Mm-hmm. And I don't actually find either of them that compelling, but they are both an entertaining portion in the middle of the show.
They're fun. Yep.
Jonesy. So this is actually a sequel to
fit in that
or like maybe a reboot
to callback
to Whiskey and Wrestling.
Yeah.
Where we did
our True Friends.
The Black Velvet.
We're here then.
Toasted Caramel, and one of my favorite things that I ever did on this proto show was we had some of this, and I mixed it with something terrible. No, Zechariah Harris. Zechariah Harris.
Which was straight up in a Jack Daniels bottle.
Right, yes.
Yeah, straight up.
Yeah, might as well have been.
Like, they just emptied one out and changed the label off.
So when I bought the Ezra Brooks, I was like, well, I have to have some black velvet to mix with it. Yeah. But I remember liking this a lot too by itself too. It's very caramely on the nose. It's got a lot of sweetness.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of the alcohol notes. The rubbing alcohol is very you can smell it in the background.
Yeah,
but it's very easy. I mean, it smells.
This is for sure just a bourbon, a flavored bourbon.
Yes.
That you would find.
Absolutely.
Not a bad one either.
No, and it tastes like Werther's Original. I love it, man.
Here, kids.
It's too sweet. It's definitely too sweet to like sit by itself. But I'm about to mix it with some Ezra Brooks and this night's gonna take a steep turn.
Well, we're done after these 7 matches that are left, so it's fine.
What's next?
I don't know. Fuck. I thought we were just.
No, you're the guy. You're the guy carrying the.
Oh, okay, it's me. Edge versus Randy Orton.
Oh.
Last man standing match.
I was. A lot
of good promos.
A lot of good promos. This has been
some of the best I've seen.
This has been the best storyline leading into Mania.
Yeah.
Hands down.
And these guys, like, I have never been a big Randy Orton guy.
Yeah.
The promo work he's done this last month and a half.
Some of the best he's ever delivered.
The best I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Of his. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And also, like, he's just.
I don't disagree at all.
It's not fair, dude. Like, how good he is. Like, it's just like he gives a shit.
Yeah.
You know, like, I give a shit, and I'm turning it on now. But I will say this. I have a question for you.
Okay.
Do you think that Randy Orton doesn't wear clothes normally?
No.
Like, it's all just.
I think he goes to the grocery store in his trunks and that almost a vest.
Does he tape? I bet he tapes.
See, I was gonna say I don't think he tapes.
It's annoying to tape as much as he does.
Like, have you ever tried to get your wallet out of your pocket with tape on your hands? It's difficult. Except he doesn't wear pants, he doesn't have pockets.
Yeah, there's no pocket.
No.
So where does he keep his wallet?
In the tape.
Oh.
He just tucks it.
Slide a 20 in there.
Yeah, just put a strip around. He's good to go.
Instead of a blade job, just a 20 in there.
Yeah, no, and they're pros, so they've got pre-tape.
Yeah.
So they put the pre-tape on, then tape over it. You slip a 20 or 100. I bet he slips 100 under the pre-tape.
That guy has not appeared on television in 15 years, not in his trunks, right? His wet trunks. Wet-looking trunks.
Soaking wet.
Stupid.
He does that. He dumps a bottle of water on himself before he walks into the grocery store. Like, that's just the look, dude.
I love it, man. I don't ever want to think about Randy Orton any other way. It's my favorite.
Good. He's not going to make it easy for you, too.
He's not. We haven't seen him this way ever. I mean, obviously, we've all seen him this way in the grocery store. But
right. So I will say...
This is the best promo work I've ever seen Randy Orton.
Yep. I will say I'm a little disappointed this is going to be a Falls Count Anywhere.
Last man standing.
Last man standing. That's what I meant. Last man standing. Because I think those matches are always anticlimactic.
Yeah, they usually are, because all your near falls happen in the ring.
Yep.
And their moves and stuff, and
right.
some big stunt happens outside of the ring.
Yeah.
So, but that was the point I was going to make. Like, this is going to be better because there's not going to be 60,000 people who can't see what's happening.
Same reason the Firefly Match House works.
Mm-hmm.
Firefly Match House.
Yeah. Nope.
Same reason the Firefly Match House works.
Like and subscribe.
Is the same reason this match is going to work because finish your toasted caramel. Gosh, it's so good.
I tried.
It's candy. It's dessert.
It is. It's so sweet.
It's dessert.
So sweet.
Wee-wee.
So I'm pretty excited for this match.
Yeah.
So here's where I'm at though. 2 years ago, Daniel Bryan returned at Mania. Right, in that match with it wasn't the Rousey match, right?
No, it was him and Angle versus
Kevin Owens
or was he with Shane? He was with Shane.
Yeah,
it was him and Shane versus Kevin Owens and
Cesaro. And...
Yes. No, not Cesaro. Sami Zayn. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus Shane and Daniel Bryan.
3-on-1? Okay.
No.
Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So the whole deal there was I was nervous. Okay. And I was so excited to see him.
Okay.
And then I was like, should I be excited about this? Because his neck was really fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I am with Edge.
Okay.
Even when he came back at the Rumble, I was like, yes! And I was like, wait.
Okay.
You can't have that injury you have and then be this good. But you can, actually, now, it turns out.
Yep.
So that's what, that's the only barrier in my head. It's like, is he okay to go?
Yeah.
And if he's not, like, Randy's going to probably take care of him
pretty
well.
Yeah.
So, unless he has to go to the grocery store.
Unless he just pieces out halfway through. Maybe they'll just go to the grocery store in the match, like Austin and Booker T. Here's my hang up with this match is Edge going to be okay? But the same way you were kind of like, how much does it suck for Rhea Ripley and Drew McIntyre? Like, man, if I was Edge, I would, and all this happens during the time I'm supposed to come back, I would probably say, hey, because they had the perfect, I would probably say, hey, let me wait till SummerSlam, because they had the perfect spot.
Yeah.
They injured him, they took him out, they did the thing, Randy took out Beth, right? Mm-hmm. And then he came back on the first empty arena Raw. Mm-hmm. I would probably have said, "Hey guys, can I just wait till SummerSlam?
Mm-hmm. I'm hurt till then."
Yeah. I will come back at SummerSlam. Everybody will know what's going on, but also screw that. I'm not going to come back and have my big return match in an empty arena with no people. Sorry. You already got me. I already didn't sign with AEW. You already got me. So just let me have this, Vince. You don't need me for Mania.
Man, like that's a great point. And like all these Mania moments that are not going to be real Mania moments,
right?
Quote unquote real Mania moments. Like that's one of that's the biggest one. Like, why not just wait?
Yeah.
You hurt me.
Right.
And I can come back at SummerSlam.
Yep. Or even a pay-per-view before that.
Yeah.
Even the next time there will be people in this arena, I'll come back.
Yeah. That's a good point.
That's my big hang-up.
I like it. All right, the next one's the one we've all been waiting for.
It can't possibly be.
Actually, this is a good one.
No.
Sami Zayn versus Daniel Bryan.
Man.
WWE Intercontinental Championship.
This is that match for me. Too little, too late. I already don't give a shit about Sami Zayn. Daniel Bryan. I'm way more interested at this point in the Daniel Bryan Drew Gulak tag team. Like they're gonna build that tag team, and that tag team is gonna be something that elevates the tag division. Like, I am ready for that. I do not care about Daniel Bryan versus Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn has been a manager for what, like, 2 years right now. Yeah. He's a fine manager. Years, it has to be at least.
Good. No, it hasn't been that long. Maybe a year.
Ugh. I'm all out on Sami Zayn, man. Sami Zayn as a heel has been 100 times better than I thought Sami Zayn as a heel could be. But why aren't we doing, if we're going to do this, why aren't we doing Daniel Bryan, Shinsuke Nakamura? Because I am 100% more interested in them, in watching Daniel Bryan and Shinsuke Nakamura kick each other as hard as they can.
Right?
For 8 to 9 minutes.
Yeah.
Than I am in Sami Zayn doing his punk ass heel routine for however long that, that'll probably be a 15-minute match that I barely am able to muster the heart for. Just because the type of heel Sami Zayn is, right? This isn't Sami Zayn that went out there and gave his all. He's Sami Zayn chicken shit heel now, right? So he's gonna play the chicken shit heel, and Daniel Bryan is great no matter what when he's able to do stuff, right? But this match is gonna have to be about 60% Sami Zayn backing off, begging off, hiding on the outside, and if it's not, it's not being true to the Sami Zayn character.
Yeah.
If all of a sudden he's like, all right, here, we're going to have this match like I used to have with fucking Cesaro in NXT, like that match, I liked that match, but that's not what Sami Zayn does now. It's going to look fucking weird. And actually, it's going to have fucking Shinsuke and Cesaro and Drew Gulak all out there, and so even, like, this match is just going to be like a schmage that it does not play to the strengths of Sami Zayn or Daniel Bryan or Drew Gulak or fucking Shinsuke and Cesaro. Like, this is just going to be like them guys going out there and doing a thing for a couple minutes because somebody said, hey guys, go do a thing for a couple minutes.
I was just going to say I'd rather see Bryan versus Shinsuke or Bryan versus Cesaro. Because, man.
Fuck yeah.
When
Or Daniel Bryan versus Sami Zayn 3 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in on that, too.
Yeah.
Not Sami Zayn as the manager.
Right.
Because he's doing a great job with that.
Yes.
Like, I really like what he's doing.
Well,
I just don't think this is the right
like, I almost wonder, I almost feel like, and I don't want to pull this trigger, but I'm gonna, because it almost feels a little racist. Like, why pull that belt off Shinsuke and put it on Sami Zayn?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you have this excellent pairing that is Shinsuke. He doesn't have to talk. He just gets to go in the ring and do what he does best. Mm-hmm. And Sami Zayn carries all the promos, carries all the character work, and is a fucking dickhead on the ring apron to get fucking drop kicked off. Why are we pulling the belt off of Shinsuke and putting it on Sami Zayn for no fucking reason? Right. If it's not because he's a white guy.
I can't argue with that at all.
And I don't want to make it that argument. I know you're unliking, unsubscribing,
like
whatever right now. I don't want to have the argument. I just like it stuck in my craw when it happened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see that. I mean,
I don't feel like Sami Zayn is so over that we needed to make that switch.
No, not at all. I don't either. Like, and the, honestly, in the hierarchy of the three guys, Cesaro, Shinsuke, Sami Zayn, it's like,
yeah. I guess that's the main.
Mishandled
I guess
Cesaro,
I guess that's the main argument you could have. I could maybe that argument would stick a little more if they had switched it from Cesaro or from Shinsuke to Cesaro, because then you're not changing the dynamic except for, now I guess maybe we do have. Now we've got Ric Flair, right? So we've got Sami Zayn, who is the manager, the idiot that talks all this shit, and he's got his two badasses that have his back. So maybe they're just going for that angle.
Sure, but I mean, Shinsuke's never been presented that way.
True, very true.
No, never.
Except in NXT.
NXT,
but never on Raw or SmackDown.
First year.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only time he's been presented that way.
For sure.
I
don't know. It's probably not. It's probably maybe he's an asshole backstage. Maybe Vince doesn't like that Vince can't have a conversation with him. I don't know, but
yeah, he's awesome.
It seems like an awkward turn to me for a match that could have been better.
All right, man. This is a big one.
You keep saying that. Fucking read the match.
Just making sure I didn't poop.
Read the match.
Okay. Wait. Are you ready?
Please.
Otis with Tucker versus Dolph Ziggler with Mandy Rose.
Is that going to main event?
I hope so. One night. It should.
Dude.
That's match 15.
I wish.
I haven't refreshed this in a while, though, either.
I wish I could tell you. You better refresh it, because I bet we're almost done with SmackDown. I bet there's more matches announced.
God damn it. But Roman Reigns is still on here. He's not going to be there.
Maybe he will. Maybe you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I don't. You're right.
Fake news. All right.
Fake news. Nope, we're still at 15.
Otis with Tucker versus Dolph Ziggler with Mandy Rose. Justin.
What?
Justin.
Hey.
Justin Jones.
Yes.
What the fuck is this bullshit storyline? This is almost, except not quite. This is dumber. This is worse. This has less actual stakes than when we had George Steele trying to win Elizabeth from Macho Man.
Elizabeth.
Like, this is the dumbest storyline I've seen. This is, and I have hated the Rusev, Lana, Lashley storyline. Yeah. And this is like the number 4 clone of that storyline. That's a multiplicity joke. So in multiplicity, they copy a clone of a clone, and the clone of the clone is like a mongoloid, and this is like,
you can't say mongoloid.
I can't say mongoloid?
No. What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with mongoloid?
It's a good
what can I say?
I don't know. Handicap?
No,
cripple?
He's those cannot be acceptable to mongoloids.
No, you can't say mongoloid. Stop it.
So they clone a clone.
Oh my god.
And the clone of the clone is not smart.
She touched my peppy, Steve.
And this is the Otis Ziggler Mandy Rose storyline.
Oh my god.
Is like the clone of the clone storyline.
No.
Yeah, dude, it's so bad.
No.
It's so bad.
No.
Listen,
it's the fat awesome guy getting the lady.
First of all,
what happens?
He's not going to get the lady though.
I think that's what's going to happen.
If that happens, it doesn't make any sense. And not because he's the fat guy. Okay, so this...
I didn't say the fat guy. I said the fat guy.
This storyline is the worst. Okay? This storyline is what's wrong with wrestling. Because first of all, they booked this stuff so on SmackDown last week when they had Otis like go bananas, go crazy because Dolph Ziggler came out and interrupted his match, and then they had Otis. I've never seen a less convincing Rampage than I did from Otis. That was the worst Rampage in the history of wrestling rampages.
He can't open his eyes though.
He cannot. It's because his forehead is too heavy.
Be a good night, Jeremy.
We're going to get all kinds of... We're going to get lawsuits. We're going to get unfollowed, unliked, unsubscribed.
No. Like and subscribe. Hey,
dude, this match... So they have not built the storyline to this match at all. Where
well, they have.
No,
it's been a sub...
Listen. Okay. They have not built the storyline of the match to where Mandy Rose can... like come back to Otis.
No.
Right? So there's no satisfying return. Like the satisfying return is he beats Dolph Ziggler and then Mandy Rose that's still a loss for Otis. Like if Otis beats Dolph Ziggler and Mandy Rose slides in and she's like, "Oh, Ziggler, I'm with you. I'm so sorry." Like that's the only thing that can happen in this match, and that's not satisfying.
No.
There's no way and
they did the one thing before the entrances of Elimination Chamber.
Okay.
So the Otis and Tucker went out.
Yep.
And they went backstage and Mandy was right there being
right.
like, "Oh." And then Dolph and Bobby Roode came up and Dolph's like, "What?" And she's like, "Nothing." You know, that's hype a deal. That's all it was, though.
Dude,
that's all you get.
That's all we get. Yeah. That's all we get. And if Mandy Rose is all of a sudden like, "Oh, kick Dolph Ziggler in the dinghy," and I'll go with Tucker, where does that storyline go anyway? Because Mandy Rose with Otis, I will turn my TV off. Okay, straight up. I will change. I watch it on Hulu. I will flip over and I will watch. I will start catching up.
I'd watch
on Prodigal Son.
Mandy and Otis porn.
Oh my God. Back to the Attitude Era.
Good God Almighty.
I don't think we're going to get any better than that.
I don't think we are either.
Guys,
I didn't mean that.
Guys, it is almost WrestleMania. Next week, you will have our WrestleMania Spectacular. Where we will be doing watch-alongs.
Oh, my God.
For the Rock Austin trilogy.
I don't know if...
All three Rock Austin WrestleMania matches in one episode. Can you even believe it? Welcome.
One episode?
To the Drunk Rasslin Podcast.
Good
Guys,
God Almighty.
Please. We are trying to get word out on this podcast. It's growing every week, and we thank you so much for listening. But please, head over to our Facebook page, drunkrasslin.com. Now, it's drunk, RASSILN. LIN. RASSLIN on Facebook. On YouTube. Find us on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe.
Drunkwrestling.com.
Drunkwrestling.com.
At Drunk Rasslin on Twitter.
Bam! On Twitter.
Bam!
Like, comment, send us a request, and as soon as WrestleMania season is over, we are going to start doing the handful of requests that we have. So if you get your request in, we will do your request. Whether it's a watch-along, whether it's a special episode, whatever you want. Send us your request. We'll do it. Until then, guys, you can find the audio version on Podbean, Stitcher, Spotify, the Apple
Deal
podcast app. Anywhere, Google Play, anywhere where you find podcasts, you find Drunk Rasslin. That's DRUNKRASSILN. I keep doing that.
I'm so proud of you. This is the best setup we've ever had.
You're just happy because I'm drunker than you for once.
I don't know that that's true.
Guys, we raise a glass for you. Make sure you always drink responsibly and stay safe at this time when things are crazy. Tune in next week. And then the week after that, we're going to be back with our WrestleMania review.
Oh yeah.
So you don't want to miss
awesome.
You don't want to miss the WrestleMania review.
Too big for one night.
We're gonna review it all in one night, but
it's too big for one night.
We will review the whole weekend in one night. Guys, thank you for joining us. Have a great night. Raise a glass to you.
Cheers. Booger eaters.